What's up, boys and girls? Here we are once again. Golden Touch Studios, another Crow Village production.
Yeah.
How's the world treating you, Johnny?
No, I feel like $1.50 on nickel beer night, man. That's how good it is.
Nickel beer night. You know, you can get drunk on a quarter. We were lucky.
Those were the days, huh?
My granddaddy used to say that, yeah.
Yeah, I had to pay for a drink at a gig last night.
Did
so,
you? Oh,
yeah,
they're getting cheap, huh?
I had to go out to the car, and scrape out some change. I'm in the band, so
yeah.
We love that story.
Yeah, exactly. Joel, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, 2 turntables and a microphone. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how you guys doing out there? What's going on, huh? Everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. It's the holiday season. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Got to have some turkey, be with some family, see some football. Speaking of football, we'll talk a little bit more about football. But how about them Eagles, huh? 12-1, only lost to one team. You know who you are.
That's the Philadelphia Eagles, right?
Goddamn right, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Actually, I should have worn my Eagles hat tonight. But anyway, yeah, it's the holiday season, and we want to get another show in here, talk shit and tell stories and help enlighten you to some very cool stuff. In a little bit, we got a very special guest coming on that we're excited about.
Art Holland will be with us.
Yeah.
He guitar picker extraordinaire and photographer spectacular.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. And his images that he takes
the pictures are incredible, bro.
Yeah, they really are. And they're, he knows what the hell, as we like to say. So
yeah, so I can't wait to talk to him about some of those things, and some of the pre conversation stuff was good too. I've always admired his playing and didn't know much about his photography until recently. Somewhere, Greg Richardson called me about it. He's like, bro, have you ever gotten to play with us? I said, yeah, of course. Yeah, back in the day. Like, and then he did fill in for somebody once.
I think with the Strays,
yeah.
For some reason, the Marine Room.
Old school Marine Room shop, probably.
Yeah.
But we're gonna roll with him. But we had lots of things to talk about. I mean, I guess the first thing that jumps to my mind is we always talk a little bit about weeds.
Yeah,
I'll tell you real quick. The weed business is still, for us, knock wood, bless my boss's heart and the team. We're doing very well, but there are a lot of people that aren't. A lot of licenses are for sale. A lot of grows are for sale. It's a fruit. The regulations are different. There's a lot to it, but I'm blessed. It's still going strong. If you're in California or one of those great states that allows recreational and medical marijuana, you're blessed. I know that I had a recent issue with my back and I couldn't move. And basically, rather than run to the doctor and try to get some kind of pain medication, I just took copious amounts of edibles and laid around and giggled and slept for 3 days. And now I'm moving about the country like there's nobody's business. So, weeds. It's still there. Again, if you need anything, you know where to get me. But I wanted, we were talking about the Idaho 4, these poor kids. There's something just fucking stinks horrible about this. I just don't get it. How we were running the FBI and you got all these state police and the local police, and I understand that they hadn't had a murder in that town in 7 years. But I mean, you bring the FBI in, this is going to unfold into some, somebody close to the police force was I don't know.
They need to bring Morgan Freeman in to do, to study the serial killer mode, and they do that.
I just feel horrible for these people. I watch the father, talk, and he's like, why are there no answers? Why do they they're not sharing any information? College town, is it the town, retarding or redacting information so people don't think, it affects the college in some way. I mean, it's a little late for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to send my kid to that school.
It's like a Longmire episode or something. It's
a show on.
One of those. Those shows are funny in a way because they're always just small little towns, right? And I guess they got to fill up a season. So it's like you think Chicago's bad with murders. It's like somebody's getting killed every week in this town that's got 1,500 people.
Yeah.
It's Longmire or some other small
Right.
Yellowstone or some other small little town, and they got to fill up time, so people got to die.
Right. Well, and then the other thing is, it's like there are people being killed and murdered in the city of Los Angeles, here in Orange County, on the daily, and they're unsolved, and nobody makes a big deal about it.
Right.
Now, I'm not, discounting one, or but
I'm not discounting one either, like you said. But in Chicago, it's kind of ho hum.
Yeah. Well,
I hate to say it, but
look, there goes.
It's 25 people shot in Lightfoot's Chicago this weekend.
She said it's one of the safest places to be.
Yeah, she's running again, by the way. Yeah, so I'd love to see how that
works.
Well,
and listen, they're not elections anymore, John. You know what they're called, right? They're called selections.
Yeah,
they're called selections. And we'll just transition right into this Carrie Lake, Katie Hobbs thing that went on, and this catastrophe that went on in Arizona again. Like, unbelievable.
Well, you
can't convince me if I was a blind man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just no way. They had hurricanes in Florida. They had natural disasters. People counted their votes the same day.
Yeah.
It didn't take a week.
Yeah.
The machines don't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. The people that come forward, that I think, that's a big problem.
They also didn't have the Secretary of State who runs the elections running for the said office.
And they didn't have her calling Twitter and asking that things be removed.
Yeah.
Poor Elon Musk.
I think he's having fun.
I think he's having a fucking blast.
What does he care?
He doesn't.
I don't. That $44 billion. That's not his money anyway.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He sounds like he wants to.
Who's Pocahontas? What was her name? Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
So they're interviewing Elizabeth Warren, and she's going, I don't think one person should have that much power. When Jack Dorsey was fucking running it, he had that much power. Zuckerberg's got that much power.
Gates has that much power.
What the fuck, lady? I mean, you think we're stupid?
Yeah. Well, it's also, self-serving. I can't. They're all liars just like we were talking about, the media is all liars. And
oh my God.
That story with Rod Stewart.
What happened there?
Yeah. So, we're both kind of conservative guys, and, we watch who we watch, but the people we watch, they lie as well. Rod Stewart's son was playing soccer, and he was rushed to the hospital. Well, it turns out he had a panic attack. His dad was there, and it was exciting and all that stuff. Well, all the headlines were Rod Stewart's son rushed to the hospital with a heart attack, meaning, the underlying meaning was that, well, he got the COVID shot, so he had a heart attack. Well, a lot of people do have heart attacks who got the shot, but it's it's a small percentage. But that is, that's coin of the realm for those type of news organizations. So that's what they're going to do, as you like to say, sell soap.
Yeah, as soon as you Google it, first thing, did Rod Stewart's son get heart attack from vaccine?
Yeah.
Well, you can't believe the internet. Yeah, Rod Stewart. Last story I remember was him and his son. We were talking before, they were in Miami, and it was a private party. They're like, yeah, we're Rod Stewart. They're like, yeah, you're not on the list. So they like fucking got in a big brawl with a bunch of guys. And they were being sued for it at some hotel. But
so I have a Rod Stewart, and I'll try to make it mercifully short. But when I was 19, I printed up a bunch of T-shirts with my friends.
Every picture tells a story.
Yeah. And my friend Maggie, she went with us. But we were 19. We printed up T-shirts and followed the Rolling Stones around the country and come back with more money we left with and see all the shows and do all that. And Rod Stewart was one of the tours we did. And we're in the Holiday Inn, staying where he is because we're following him around. And it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and he comes down to the front desk, and he's got a big old slab of meat, either ribs or a giant sirloin, and he slams it on the front desk and starts screaming about how could they serve this kind of food to his band. And he just went off on these people, and needless to say, we couldn't stay at any more Holiday Inns. We weren't affiliated with him, which is a whole nother story, but that's my Rod Stewart story.
Wow.
I know. Fascinating. Keep my audiences riveted.
Amazing. And then local news wise, again, I I wish some peace for the families of those people that were killed in Idaho. I mean, I wish peace for everyone's families, loses loved ones, but it was tragic. But
yeah, well, losing the kid.
I don't understand it. There's got to be fucking way more to this fucking story. You know what I mean? I can't wait to hear about it. But the other thing was the the Women's National Basketball Association.
Mm-hmm. WNBA.
Yeah, there was a big draft pick there somehow or something, wasn't there?
She has a big draft pick. She's 6'8" or something like that.
Yeah.
Brittany.
Brittany
Griner.
Well, welcome home. I don't understand how, we traded apples for cranberries or whatever, but I'm glad you're home.
Who's Mo?
It's Mo. Oh, what's up, Mo? I know Mo. Mo used to follow us around at the. There's Matt Johnson.
Hey, it's Johnson. Johnson did a gig with Matt about 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. Yeah, at Mother's. That was.
I heard.
It's just so great to be back on the.
We always talk about what a great human being you are, Mr. Johnson. Bless your heart.
He is one of the best I know.
Get you back on the show soon. But anyway, yeah. So we traded. The federal government doesn't even acknowledge the fact that marijuana and these cannabis pens should be legal, right?
Right.
But we go out of our way to trade a person that's probably killed and has the potential to kill many, many human beings for this girl who knowingly did wrong. And I'm happy that she's back. Don't get me wrong. As the kids would say, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not like, oh, she should fucking rot over there. You know what I mean? Like, it was stupid that she was even, but that's the way the world is. You know what I mean? Cannabis has been around for thousands of years. People use cannabis for health, for recreation. You know what I mean? Nobody's died from it, okay? Like alcohol and all these other things. But that's a whole nother lifetime's worth of stories and shows.
Yeah. They're using it for leverage in Russia, though. That's what you're using weed for over there.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. You roll your eyes because it makes no sense. And, God love her. And, you can make but then in the final analysis, they traded a celebrity for some son of a bitch that has funded wars or started wars all over the world. And Russia is thrilled because he can stand on the street corner and start supplying arms, right?
Well, I mean, you have to say yourself, I mean, if you believe any of the intel that you're given from any type of news source about what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, if, America and all these other allies are sending them money, which we don't know where the money goes, but still haven't received the receipt, and we're sending them weapons, right? So fucking Putin probably needs somebody to help out. You know what I mean? People, right? It's like, I know people. What do you need? I can probably get it for you. You know what I mean? Like, I know people. Like, this guy fucking knows fucking heavy people and he can get what you need. So I don't know. Just to me, again, that's another, it's another sad, I mean, it's a laughing stock. I mean, I saw some Russian TV shows or supposedly what were Russian TV shows again, like we talk about on this channel. If you didn't see it happen and you weren't there, you don't even fucking know if it's real or not anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody likes to exaggerate and embellish, but the amount of lies from, Republicans, Democrats, the local media, to your girlfriend's sister's fucking cousin. You know what I mean? It's just never ending. But, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, it's more than piss on you till it's raining, stuff. I mean, that's just flat out. People are not walking across the border lies you could superimpose a video right next to the person saying that, Jean-Pierre.
Yeah,
and
poor girl.
And with pictures of them walking across the border, Yeah.
Well, it's like a tidal wave too, or like it's like a tide, not a tidal wave.
It is.
They
Title 42 is what it is.
Like sometimes there's a couple hundred people, and sometimes there's thousands. I mean, we're in the millions of people that got to cross in, and they don't care. I mean, he was just in Arizona.
Yeah,
Biden was in Arizona, and they said, "Why didn't he go to the border?" He said there was too many other things that were more important.
No, she said he's been to the border.
No.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been to the border.
Yeah, she lost another person in her. One of her chief writers dipped out. What she lost. She's like 13, 14 people have quit her staff.
Oh, you're talking about Kamala. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Either her or they just lie.
They're all the same. They're all the same.
Peter Ducey, even a lot of these other folks in the press room are asking questions, and she gets very frustrated very quickly because,
well, how would you like to have that job? You know what I mean?
I don't volunteer for suicide missions.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't care who you are trying to, juggle those balls. It's
Again, we're back to dumb shit. But yeah, so this young lady gets traded for this guy, and now what's going to happen? Who's going to be responsible?
Yeah, who's going to be responsible?
What about the old Marine guy that was over there? Supposedly there was a spy. Nobody cares about him.
Well, there are a lot of bad actors in jail that we've caught, and so why not just, like I said, start? If you're in Europe, if you see a celebrity, nab them, because apparently we're just going to give you up, somebody with the nuclear secrets, and for somebody that was on a sitcom in the 1980s,
Yeah.
So, speaking of the 1980s, there's a guy about our age that we want to bring on.
Oh yeah. Where's
I don't know if that's a segue or not, but
does that work for a segue?
Hey, Rich Berry.
Rich Berry's on.
Yeah, Rich Berry's on. Anyway. The great Art Holland.
Hey guys.
The great Art Holland.
He makes
That's
it.
right.
Now we may have a little bit of a delay on you. I don't know if that's the case, so I hope everybody will bear with us. But Art is, like we said, he's extraordinaire both in music and photography. And how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and it's such a treat with you guys tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's deserving. We don't have any. We haven't had somebody like you on here, so we're hoping. But
we're surprised we didn't have to pay.
Yeah. You know how that is, man.
So
I do.
Real quick. I want to just from me to you, the photography is amazing. But and again, the blue crane,
the blue heron.
It's a blue heron.
Isn't that what it is? That's the blue heron.
Yeah,
there it is.
Blue heron.
So now again, Art's a musician. I had the pleasure of meeting him in Laguna Beach many years ago. I only got to play with him once or twice. He's extremely talented, great singer, great backup singer. As Larry Green, rest his heart, would say, he's a great chicken picker. I mean, he can really pick at telly, and has great tone. But look at this picture that's on the screen right now. I understand it's one of your top ones. Tell me about how you took this picture.
Okay, well, I saw blue heron downstream, and I snuck up, and I just laid, and it was shallow, but still wet. And I were taking shots while it was coming upstream, and I could see that light through the fog or mist, whatever you want to call it, and its head got just to it, and that's when I snapped that picture. And what I did was I vignette outside part of the picture, so they'll take you out of the picture, and kept it real confined, the light. Brought up the blue just a little bit, and put that little wave there that from the bird walking. It just turned out great.
And where was it?
Very proud of that. In San Diego River.
They have a river in San. Okay.
Wait a second, that's not the one between TJ and that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, that explains the blue part. It was a white heron, earlier.
It's just amazing.
And it was just, I was there at the right moment, and it's all in timing. What you do in the process is like the sweetness to it. Add the sweetness, makes it special.
Yeah, it was great because you said when we were talking pre-show, during the testing that you're like, I said, you're like hunting. You're not hunting to kill. You're hunting to capture. You're capturing the photo. Like a sniper, you laid there in the water, wet, cold, whatever, just waiting for that moment. And the intestinal fortitude it takes just to lay there. Forget having the knowledge about the light and everything else. You're like, all right, I'm just going to chill here until this happens, man.
Yeah.
It's too cool.
Yeah. Of course, it was the best climate in the world, San Diego.
Oh, yeah. It is. And
yeah,
that's where I actually grew up in San Diego. So I know the area real well, and I knew where to be.
I got a couple more questions. So obviously we're doing digital now, digital photography.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, I wanted to be a photographer, and I had like a black and white, 35 millimeter. And then I don't know, I don't remember like aperture settings or stuff like that, but I remember like film speeds and black and white, and but tell us a little bit about like how you started, and what kind of camera equipment like you're using now.
Started with a GAF that was given to me by my ex's father, and passionate about photography, and I just took it from there. And then Nikon, when I stepped up to my first, it was still print that I was. The print is very frustrating because you can't see anything right away, and do the processing and spend like $30 and maybe pick out one. So when they came out with digital, I got on that right away.
Put Kodak out of business pretty much, didn't it?
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
it really did. That's sad.
Fuji, Agfa, all those guys are going another direction.
And the reason John knows so much about that is John owned a camera shop for quite some time.
Yeah, actually, I did in Long Beach, and I was talking to Art about that when we were talking about the show. And one of the things I wanted to maybe have you, because everyone's a photographer now, because everyone's can take a million pictures with the phone. And I know when I would, like you said, I would develop a roll of 36, and there might be one shot. There would be people taking shots of scenery out their car window, because it looks good. Well, it never translates. So
no, never.
Yeah, it's just there's a bear. Okay.
Somebody took a shit on the window.
So what do you have? Yeah, that's not a bear. That's a bug on the windshield. It's not a bear. So what advice do you have? Most people won't go to the level that you did, right? You've gone to, but they want to get a good picture and they want to compose. I mean, do you have anything that would help, or are we just destined to see out of focus offline selfies for the rest of our?
It's one of those things that you have to keep doing, just like a musical instrument. Keep playing around with it, and then eventually it will click, and you go, "Oh, now I get it." And a lot of it is just seeing the light, where.
Yeah, there's wow. Look at that.
Okay, well here's a really good example right now.
How the fuck did you get that high?
What are you doing?
You guys are killing me.
He's holding up a big mackerel in his hand. Is what's happening. That thing's coming right for him.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
I was using a zoom, and it's just one of those instances. But I cropped it in and to get it a better angle. And I love the clouds in the background and the blue.
Well, and one of the things that I noticed after developing, thousands of rolls of film is a lot of people would have taken pictures of those clouds because those clouds were so cool, right? And I found that if you're taking pictures of scenery, put somebody in the picture.
Now this is a crane. This is a crane.
No, this is a blue heron again.
Another blue herring. Also, was this taken on the same day or down in the same area?
No, this was taken down and I was driving and I saw this bird posing, and I stuck the camera out the window and took the picture.
Yeah, that's why that's the soft focus. Is he went out there, he took the picture out of the passenger window. Yeah, that's why the soft focus is there. Thanks, Art. Thanks for picking me up, baby. That's why we had you on the show.
I'm so sorry.
There's look at that.
So what the heck with this turtle? Did you get that at Petco or something?
Yeah, right.
It looks like one of the turtles at Petco, and they're little.
That looks like it could be down in Louisiana somewhere.
Yeah, it does look like it's in the swamp. And it was over at what was that? And they do have a lot of turtles there, but that one was just beautiful and the light. And I hopped up the saturation, that yellow there, and it was a good setting for that. I loved it.
What kind of is there give a shame look to, like, what kind of software do you use to edit your photos? Like when you said you hopped up that yellow, or back when we were talking about the original crane, what's the software you use?
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look some of that up. We're trying to make Johnny look better in photos.
It's just you're gonna have to know the whole Photoshop. You're gonna have to know the whole Photoshop book to do that, and it's that thick.
We'll call in Art. He knows what he's doing. Can we see there's some duck photos where they
those were cool.
Or,
they're blue-winged teals. No, that's an inside joke with Joel and me.
I was gonna say I don't see any blue on that one. What's that one, Art?
That's a male, and the female is real plain, but still real beautiful. But has to have the colors just to try to get the attention of the females.
Yeah, and but you also, I don't mean to interrupt, but you got to get their eyes.
Yes, yeah, that's if they're in flight, you have to be able to calm down and be all of that bird's eye. And it's not easy to learn how to do that. And you throw away a lot.
Right?
Yeah, you got to be real patient. I feel like a doctor at patience that I have.
So, look at that. I gotta stop asking, because I think some of these pictures were taken from one of your social media pages, and most of them actually say at the top where they were taken. I just realized.
Right.
Yeah, we're new at this.
San Marco.
Yeah, see, we're not used to people with actual talent coming on our show.
Right, yeah,
mostly people who just, making assholes out of ourselves, So
yeah. We'll have to get you actually an in-studio gig here.
That'd be fun. I'd be up.
Well, it'd be fun because we could pick a couple tunes. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Show me some more. Is there more?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a bunch more.
So what? This is an owl.
Short-eared owl, and it
looks like no fucking ears.
And
it knows you. This animal knows you.
They're smart. Owls are smart. People don't think they are, but the wise owl. So
they are.
I love it. I love it.
And there's a couple of characters there that I took shots of.
Do you ever go down to Bolsa Chica, to the wetlands down there?
Yes, I do, and it's a great spot to. I don't like parking in a parking lot. There's been activities down there.
Yeah,
break-ins. Yeah.
Well, it's right on that highway, so they can break in and get the hell out. Yeah.
They're gone.
Don't park in. Don't be careful where you park everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Look at this.
I love that one. Now, is that a mirrored image, or there's two of them there?
Are you kidding?
Come on now.
And it's two males showing off for the ladies.
Oh, I think I can see balls on the one. Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, where is this? Where was this taken?
Irvine Regional Park.
Oh, Irvine. Hello.
You got it.
I told you. It says it across the top of the picture.
Funny.
Art, it's amazing.
Steel Trap. That's who.
I
That's what we
know.
got.
Yeah, and you're the
That's
drummer,
right.
you're in charge, and the director of the show. Look at this photo. Look at this photo. Wow. So, with digital, obviously, there's still is there aperture?
Hey, go. Could you go back to that one?
I mean, is
Joel, I
there?
have a question. Now, the reflection. Is
Right.
that the reflection? Was that the reflection?
Yeah, that was
Wow.
really the reflection. Yeah.
Wow.
And all
So
I did was
it,
and you can separate it from the main subject and just darken it.
wow, that's incredible.
And it's the process is amazing, and it can separate the forward, the main ground, and you can make it any color you want, and density of color or of light.
Oh, Mo. So Mo, we met at the Sawdust Festival.
Oh, this is a message. This is a message we had.
Yeah, we got a chat overlay.
Chatted,
people that watch the show.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays, Mo. We'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you with the Dub Brothers at the Sawdust Festival in Laguna Beach.
Yeah,
you played there. You played there, don't you?
I haven't played in a couple of years, but yeah, I have played there quite a bit.
You just did a gig with Greg Richardson. I mentioned it. I think I already mentioned it. Greg was like, "Have you ever played with Art Holland?" He's like, I mean, Greg's a very accomplished musician himself, and not to knock Greg, but he's usually not calling anybody going, "That guy was really fucking good." You know what I'm saying? Like he really did. He's like, we could use him. He sings too.
Yeah.
And two days later, Johnny said something, and he said, "Yeah, I just did a gig with him, and we're going to have him on the show." I was like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy."
Oh, that's
told you.
amazing. What a great guitar player he is, and he's such a nice person on top.
You don't have. It's okay. We're friends with him. You can say how he really is.
Greg's a great guy and a great player, so
he is
you
a
can't
great
ask for more.
Yeah,
I've done a bunch of shows with him, and he's a great teacher, and he's great with students. I have a lot of young and old. I have a lot of friends. A couple people, their children take lessons from him, and he really is engaging and a great teacher, and a ton of fun. I played music 20 years at least. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Off and on, yeah. We've about 20 years. Yeah, we were friends. Drew Higday introduced him to me. Needed a guitar player for a gig, and Drew couldn't make it or something, and Greg was the guy. And then I just started. It's like somebody when I met Albert Margolis.
Yeah,
somebody's like, "Bro, I can't do those gigs I booked, but I'll give you this guy." And then I just started using Albert instead of that guy. And
I did that. I did that with Steve Norday, and then I got him. I got him some gigs with people I was the first call. And I turned him on to Steve, and then I was second call. Yeah. So thank you, Steve.
Yeah, really.
Love you, Steve.
That's I still play with him occasionally. How fun.
So a little shameless plug time. What do you got coming up?
What gigs you got going on?
Well, the one that you can go to would be Swallows Inn on Thursday of this week coming up.
This Thursday?
Yeah, and I think Clark.
That's at a 7 p.m. show, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit early on the Thursdays. You guys,
but Gunny lets you get out early. You know what I mean? Like they used to really drive the. It was a chain gang there. See, Art knows. Back in the day when Cheryl was there and running things, it was completely different, and everybody wanted to play there. So you didn't really complain. You know what I mean? But it was a long fucking hard gig.
No, that's a lunch. I call that a lunchbox gig. I was there yesterday. I played there yesterday, 2 to 6, man. And by 6 o'clock, it was quitting time. Let's punch out. Love the gig. Love that gig. And you're right. You want to make sure that you do a job because everybody wants to play there. And you
don't want to fuck up, but Gunny's done a great job there. and the whole crew down
definitely.
there. But
he's great.
Yeah. Is there any more photos?
Yeah, what haven't we shown yet? I want to.
Oh,
I think we got. I think we got those two guys.
Yeah, that's a little smooch.
Where'd you get those two?
Tree swallow.
Mine.
Yeah.
You get a lot of controversial ones.
Right.
Look at, oh my God, like,
oh, beautiful life.
So how many? Let's just Joe, can we hold here for a second? How many pictures do you have to take, before you get one like that? When that, I mean, are you trying to get him sitting, and you happen to just get him when he went to take off, or?
Yeah, it happens so quickly. Unless you know that particular bird very well, they'll give away the fact that they're just about ready to fly.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. You've been at it, man.
Yeah.
If you know which particular bird is going to fly when.
Well, in the positioning, he's like almost center mast, so that the wings, you can read, the spot signatures on the wings from both sides. If he was just a little bit off, the picture's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably great, but it's not. Yeah. Like knowing, right directly in front of it.
Yeah. And you have to leave enough room if they do bring their wings up. Because if you're too closely,
you'll cut them off.
Cut them off.
So a lot of zoom lenses. I mean,
I usually
use wide angle stuff.
Yeah, I usually carry 2 cameras, the big zoom, and then another one with I'd say 85 zoom. Just in case you turn a corner.
So when you're down there, let's say you're in San Diego or you're at Bolsa Chica, let's say, do you run into the same men and women that are taking photos? Is there have you got a little clutch of people? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. They're the obsessive compulsives like you.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting. I mentioned when I was younger, it was something about some of the movies, I think, and my uncle was coming back from Vietnam, and he had a camera, and they had a couple cameras, and then I was always intrigued about the little film. Be a little look.
Oh, were you?
Well, the metal ones, because he always had weed in them. Yeah. My uncle they always had weed in them. Then they moved to the plastic ones, and they still had weed in them. I remember, and other kinds of drugs that probably aren't really good for you. You shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a photographer, and then when I was stationed in Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station, I used to take pictures of people surfing.
Oh yeah.
Some of the waves were so big, and even I lived on the East Coast, which waves are not big where I was born, and I've did some surfing and grew up out here in Orange County beaches, Bolsa Chica, Tin Can Beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huntington City, Huntington State, Newport. The jetty, Seal Beach, River Jetty. Surfing that, but not the big waves in Hawaii. So when I was there, I just loved. I had a bunch of friends, and we all had cameras, and we loved taking pictures. But I've always been deep down inside, if I had another chance at life, I think being a photographer, those guys with the 3 cameras and the tripods now, and just the technology, it just amazes me how.
I thought it'd always be cool to be on the sidelines of a football game. The NFL.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to do.
Yes.
I have a friend.
Here's a little transition.
Are you guys gonna talk?
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah, he doesn't. Richie doesn't give a shit about the Rams, but
Nope.
Thursday night, 2 days practice, probably a day practice, and Baker Mayfield comes in and pulls it out. I've never really seen anything like it.
No, that was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those people are at the top of their profession, and
Yeah, but the team rallied behind him because they could see totally 100%, and so the whole team got behind him and made it happen. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because it's kind of the same thing when you have somebody, if you're doing a gig and you have somebody sit in, and they know what the hell they're doing, and the band all of a sudden goes up a level, and
Yeah.
it's just a little
Yeah.
more fun, a little louder, a little, you know,
Yeah.
and that's probably what happened with them, you know, with
Yeah.
him. But we'll see if he can hang on. You know, I think he's probably a little bit of a case. Otherwise, he would have stuck with Cleveland or whoever. And but he's, you know, you got to prove yourself every week in that business. So we'll see how it does. But
stripes.
That's
yeah.
That was exciting. That was exciting.
Hey, Art, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yeah,
it was great.
Thank you,
it
guys.
was great.
I am so honored.
Well, let's where can people find your stuff?
Yeah, if somebody wanted to buy something, or
let's see. Okay, I'm at fineartamerica.com/profiles/art and if you look up Art Holland, you'll get the art of Holland. It has to be that long dissertation on that. And then I have art photography, but it's LOV, no E, art, LOVART, photography.com.
And I assume all the links to all your stuff is on your Facebook page and like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well,
you guys,
amazing.
You guys are great. Yeah.
We appreciate your time.
Yeah,
we have our moment.
Really
we have our moment.
You guys.
All right, Art. Thank you very much.
Happy holidays. Stay safe. He's the best.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just amazing work.
He really is. And, you know, he's one of those people that you're always glad when he's around.
Yeah.
You know, because he's always got a great attitude, you know.
Big smile.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about our friends, maybe some of you know her, Connie Ray. She's the same thing. You just
voice like an angel.
Yeah, and just the sweetest, and you're always looking forward to it if she's there, you know. And then, you know, just one of those people. Anyway, that was interesting, Art. Those pictures are ridiculous. It takes a lot of time invested in that, baby.
Makes me want to go out and buy another camera and do some photography.
Okay, so let's evolve or devolve depending on how you
I got
look
something
at
for
it.
you. I got something for you. Have you heard about apparently they're allowing robots in San Francisco,
right,
to possibly use deadly force?
Well, explosives is what they want to use. We're not going to use guns. We're going to use explosives. So, yeah, that's what they're talking about. So, and then, that's better, you know.
Up in one of the northwestern states, I can't remember if it was Washington or Oregon, but they've outlawed a bunch of things as far as riot control are concerned. Like, they're off the book. You can't use them for the next 27 months or something like that until the next council meeting. I mean, it's like, it's flashbangs, it's tear gas.
Yeah.
You know, there's a list of things that you can't do. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You can't,
or arrest anybody,
or buy a firearm. You're not. They're ceasing and desisting on certain guns that you're just not going to be allowed to buy. Not certain guns. Period.
Yeah. How's that going to go?
Yeah, it's not going to go good.
Yeah. Everybody had, for the most part,
it just makes people run out and buy more.
Yeah,
fucking
it
guns.
sure does. And most everybody has it. Was 350 million guns or something like that in the country.
That's why the Japanese never really wanted to fucking invade the soil here, because they knew everybody had a fucking gun. But anyway, we don't. I don't want to.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't say guns are the answer, but guns are a way to not be a statistic.
I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in Illinois in the coming months, because they went to the no bail scenario, and they went to the card about you trespassing cannot be no one can be arrested for trespassing anymore. You can only get a ticket. So, you know, somebody wants to hang out in your garage, Richie Ewell, too bad. Now that your garage would be a bad choice for them to pick, but you can't do anything if you were in Illinois. So,
well, what's going to happen is, sadly, people are going to take these situations into their own hands. and people are going to get hurt, and people will die, and it will be stupid and feuds, and it'll be dumb. That's not law and order. That's you being afraid to prosecute or address a situation. I'm not sure. Is it New York? One of these states now is they're going to start taking these homeless folks that need some mental assistance and putting them in hospitals.
Yeah, that's what Adams was saying.
I heard.
He's finally,
I heard that.
Mayor Adams said that he's finally come around to that. He actually said something that made sense. We got to get these people off the street. We can't do it anymore.
Well, yeah, and hopefully what they're saying is we need to get these people some fucking help. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get them off the street. I mean, I'd be mad if I was some of those people that got bussed up from somewhere south and got some fancy spot with foosball tables and popcorn machines. But I've been homeless in New York for 20 years.
Yeah.
Those refugees they sent up from somewhere.
Oh,
they put some real nice fancy tent up for them. I mean,
yeah. Well, that again, that's acting, in the abstract, meaning they think this looks good and this will be great, and it has nothing to do with practicality. So what are you going to do with those people, type thing? And yeah, I don't know what the answer is going to be. Eventually, there's time lapse on all this stuff. So 5 million people this year, and there may be 5 million people in the next year and a half before something changes. Who knows? I don't know what the new Congress is going to be able to do about it. But at some point, it's going to come to rural America, small town America, and they're going to be overwhelmed. It's already happened. So those poor
the small towns on the border.
Those poor I was going to say those poor bastards on the border, man,
can't use their own hospitals.
Yeah,
none of the local stuff you can, because they're overrun.
Yeah, and so what else would you do but send them to Chicago and New York and Cleveland and Omaha, and because you can't deal with them. So yeah. Anyway,
it's getting old. Nobody seems to be held accountable for anything. People are allowed to make up stuff, and
they're
back to this. They were talking about Howard Stern. I was listening to they were talking about Howard Stern, and I mean, I guess there was a time when I was kind of a Howard Stern for a little while, but Nino Grease Manelli days, if you know who the Grease Man was, out of DC. But I mean, they said that Stern's not an interviewer and he's horrible. He hasn't left his house yet. He's still afraid of COVID.
I think he finally went to a restaurant. He finally went to a restaurant. 2 years. Took him 2 years.
But they're they were just really making fun of how he's just a horrible interviewer, and they don't know how he got to where he was.
Well, people watched him. That's how he got to where he was. So
because he would say, "Hey, that girl, tell us who you fucked." He would get what her stuff look like.
Yeah.
And he would get people to answer that kind of stuff, and that would keep people. And he was probably surrounded by some other talent too. I mean, Robin's, she's pretty funny. I like Robin, Baba Booey, and some of those other people. He's had some regular guests, but him as a person, especially my buddy, I don't want to drag him into it. One of my homies I've spent some time on the road with, who's also been in and around entertainment and people for a very long time. He loves him. I mean, Howard. We listen to him. He's funny,
I listened to him.
Some of his shit's just anymore. I'm like, when he was the whole thing about don't go out, Howard. He does this thing about his mom. I mean, if it's making him money, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why the fuck.
And I understand his shtick, and it was good. And I've listened to a couple of his interviews where he did get some stuff out of people. He got some stuff out of Paul McCartney and Ringo that I thought was really cool. But he also said that people that weren't vaccinated, if they shouldn't allow them in the hospital, they should just die. Those were his words. So, I mean,
publicity.
Well, I don't think that was publicity. He was talking about the vaccine. And he was talking about the vax, and
but it's publicity for him if he talks about it and he makes it
maybe.
It's like Kanye. Like, why the fuck is this kid running around saying fucking Hitler was a great guy?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I wasn't there, but history says this is what I've been told. You know what I mean? Hitler wasn't a great guy. You know what I mean? And,
I've heard he was kind of a dick.
Yeah. I don't know. Recently, I saw somewhere on the internet, Hitler's sexual fantasies. I'm like, I thought she killed herself too. How the fuck did we find this stuff out?
Yeah, well,
he got somewhere
that says something for marriage, right?
Yeah,
he got married, and the next day he just off both of them. He's going, "Oh my God, I don't want to be involved with this. I know Russia's breathing down my neck, and the Allied forces are about to do it." But
look up Bell Telephone,
woman...
look up Ford Motor Company, look up a lot of people. They were all selling parts to people in that whole theater of operation.
New York Times.
Remember, it's all about fucking money.
Yeah.
Money and power, greed and self-preservation is the worst fucking thing in this whole world.
Yeah, well, that was that World War II. There are probably all kinds of layers that haven't been exposed in that. But yeah, New York Times, Roosevelt, all of them. You know, they did
crooked as a dog's hind leg. My grandpappy used to say.
All right.
So is that it? We got everything covered here today?
Well, no, but we got some stuff covered.
Well, we wish. Listen, we want to thank everybody for your support. Hit the Venmo if you can. We're struggling here. We're a nonprofit organization. We're not struggling. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we got.
But every little penny helps. You know, we got to pay Joel.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the house for less than $1,000, though. You know.
Yeah. But no, thanks for all the support and love all year. You know, with our music and the show, and putting up with our shit. You know, we appreciate you guys. Want to thank Art Holland again. Fantastic human being, great artist, musician, photographer. Let's go, Brandon. I
slipped that in.
I slid that in there.
Subtle.
Yeah. Sneaky. Remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Again, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Never trust a living ass. Life is short. Hustle hard. Live and love like you mean it. We'll see you at a saloon or a podcast real soon. Johnny, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Joel, you're the best, brother. Much love to you and the family. And we're out. Later.